All right, what's going on today is my friend Erin is having trouble with the friggin' tension. Oh, don't you hate that mysterious, it's making it so I can't sew thing, right? So I got a note from Erin and she says, I changed my bobbins, I rethreaded the machine, I bought pre-wound bobbins, I changed the fabric, I changed the stitches, I changed the tension, I gave the machine a full cleaning and a mani-pedi, and still the thread is bubbling up from the back. And Erin, I feel your pain. Let's take a moment to celebrate Erin's incredible resilience. Woohoo! You go, Erin. That's friggin' awesome that you did all those things. We're going to go through some of those things and the nuances behind them because I have bad news for you. It's probably not your tension. People that are new to sewing often blame the tension. And once you understand what it is and what it does, you're going to have a better idea where to look for the issues. This is why tension is so mysterious. On modern machines, it's hidden behind a piece of plastic. So first of all, what is tension? Tension is basically, its job is to make sure the top thread and the bottom thread are pulling about equal amounts. And the way that it does this is it takes a couple plates. Look, they're plates. And it puts them together and decides how tightly to squish them together. So when your thread goes through here, those plates can tighten up or loosen up until the top thread matches the bottom thread just perfectly. Now, why do we even have it, right? So let's say that you are sewing some upholstery or denim and you have a big fat thread. Look, it can't get through there. So we're going to loosen up on the tension plates. We're going to choose a lower number for these so that we can get that whole thread in there. And the opposite of that is also true. If we're going to go down and we're going to sew some silk thread, we need to tighten those little tension plates up so they can hold that little silk thread in there nice and snug, right? So that's what its job is. Let's look at an older vintage machine so you can see what these plates really look like. Okay, so here we have tension plates. And when you wind the tension, it's important to hold the upper thread tight on these old machines because you're going to wind it between the two plates, that's in the middle, and snap it up until it pulls that little piece of wire up. And that's how you know that it's seated right. Even on a modern machine, I highly advise holding on to that thread and applying tension as you go down through the tension plate. My friend Gina was threading her machine up perfectly fine in terms of the path, but it took her months to realize that she wasn't putting tension on the tension plate as it passed through, and on her particular machine it was very finicky about that. It also just makes it much easier to glide up around the hook on the take-up lever. In modern machines, it does all this for you invisibly, so it's not as complicated. The tension is adjusted on the top with a little dial. There's a little tension dial, right? A big number means that it's really tightening down on that thread that's passing through, and a low number means you're putting very little to none on the thread as it passes through. And you mostly want to be somewhere in the middle. A lot of machines have an area marked that's your general tension area. Let's talk about the bottom thread tension. In modern machines, you really don't have any way to access it, so all your adjustments are made on the top tension. With this vintage top-loading machine, you can actually see the tension adjustment right here. It's that tiny little screw. On bottom-loading bobbin machines, they use a bobbin case, and the bobbin case has a tension screw here. If you're adjusting this, you're going to make very, very small changes. So if 12 o'clock was up here, I might go to 12:30 and try that adjustment out. And the way you test it is you take the bobbin and hold it by its thread and you give it a little bit of a bounce. And if it drops a tiny bit, then your adjustment is perfect. If it goes flying, you need to be a little tighter. And if it doesn't move at all, you need to go a little looser. So I would say This one didn't move at all. I'm just going to go a tiny bit looser. That's left for loose. And now I'm at 12 o'clock. Ooh, and I've got just a little bit of thread dropping. Perfect. So if you have one of these bobbins and this is way off here, that can be a culprit. So it could be your tension. The other thing that can happen is people can get overexcited in testing out tension, turn it down to 0 and have left it there, and that also could make it your tension. I have some examples. I couldn't friggin', when I need my machine to not work, I tried 3 machines today. They all just wanted to sew perfectly. I'm like, I need to show people problems. So instead I'm going to show you how hard it is to have problems with tension. So if you look here at the lowest tension setting that I've used of 1. So I haven't gone all the way down to 0, but at 1, and then I've sewn another line of stitching at 5, and here I've sewn another line of stitching at 9. And I really felt like you can see a little bit that on the looser tension, there is less of the thread from the bottom coming up. And on this tighter tension, you see more and more of the thread on the bottom, and it starts to look like the top tension is so tight that that thread's just sitting on top of the fabric. So that's how subtle the difference between all the way up and all the way down is. Now, there are below 1, there are some settings where you can get the thread to bubble up on the back. This can be great if you're trying to gather your fabric. Congratulations, you are now tension experts. Unfortunately, your sewing machine probably still isn't working. So in the next video, we're going to try everything that Erin tried step by step. And my suspicion is that there were influences that she didn't take into account and that we can get her sewing machine working by the end of it. And if you're troubleshooting your own sewing machine problems, then I strongly suggest you follow us to the next video.